So intergenerational music therapy is really just bringing together any two generations. Traditionally, it used to be anyone 18 and younger is the younger generation, and older being anyone 65 and older. But as research has changed and more people are growing older, you can have intergenerational groups with older adults that are in their 90s, and you can also start to include college-age students. So anyone really who is in two different generations, and bringing them together for some specific aspect or some specific goal. So a lot of times we might work on academic skills, or we might work on improving attitudes towards each generation, or we might look at, are they interacting well together, and are they comfortable interacting with each other? So there's a wide range of things that you can do with intergenerational music therapy. Everyone benefits, right? Everyone in the world. No, I'm kidding. So the young people benefit because you can really help improve their attitudes towards aging. The same thing with older adults. Sometimes they may have a certain stereotype towards the younger person based on their own interactions with young people, so you can improve their attitudes. But also the family members of both of the generations getting to see their loved one interact with another generation in a positive way. And then usually staff and anyone involved at a facility where this might be going on, because they get to see their residents or clients or students interacting with their peers positively, but also with another generation. Well, it depends on the age of both generations, and it depends on the focus of the group. So for instance, when I'm working with preschoolers and older adults, I'm going to use music that both generations know, and it's also going to change the type of interventions that I do. So we may do instrument playing, we may do some academic type skills, we may do some movement and reinforcing concepts through that. And the older adults' role in that type of group might be as a teacher and kind of modeling the things that I'm doing as the therapist. As I move into older children or older younger people, then it changes a little bit. So for fourth graders, we might not be working on academic skills, but we might be working on social skills, or we might be working on enhancing your interactions with older people. We can add in more music qualities, so we can learn music rhythms and music songs, and we can do songwriting type things that works really well. And then when I get into college students, then I might be looking to actually enhance your willingness to wanting to work in a geriatric related field. So learning that older adults can still be musicians late in their life. So it really just depends on the age of the younger people. And then as well as the older adults, depending on how well they can interact in a group, right? So if I have older adults that have some sort of cognitive decline, then I'm going to change the way the young people interact with the older adults. So it's all sorts of things. So I measure success based on the interactions and how much they need me in the group. So by that I mean, if I am up there and I can't get the group to stop talking because they're so busy interacting with each other, then that is success. Because really, I just want them to know that the other generation is not that far away from them and that they have interactions. So for instance, one of the most successful things I remember in a group is that had a 9-year-old who was turning 10 the next day, and her older adult partner that she was working with was turning 90 the next day. And just that excitement that they had the same birthday, but they were so far apart. I had another young person who wanted to invite the older person to come horseback riding with her. So this idea of not seeing that the 90-year-old is probably not going to get on the horse necessarily with her, but just that idea that they were friends and I want you to do the things that I like to do. So that's really successful, I think. I say start with your local music therapist. Find a music therapist who's interested in doing intergenerational programming and contact them and see if you can kind of come up with some resources and things, or not resources, but come up with what type of activity you might be interested in doing. And sky's the limit. Music therapists are always creative. They're going to find ways to make this happen for you, but get a music therapist.